Hello fam, this is Cam from Whimsy Intuitive Tarot, and I'm going to read for you today. The decks I have here are the Tree of Life Oracle, the Tarot, the Guardian of Night Tarot, and the Tarot of the Divine. I also have some other decks hanging around just in case Spirit calls me to use them. So the first thing I am going to do is pull something out of this magic box of tiny things that I found laying around the house. I'm an artist. I have a lot of strange tiny things laying around the house. So if you want to see inside the box, you can see it's mostly metal bits, pieces of jewelry. Some are old, some are kind of new. So let's see what Spirit wants me to tell you about today. Shake them up, and I will not looking, although trying not to get not to get stabbed by. There's a pin in here that I know doesn't have a back on it. So let's see. Where's that thing? Oh, it's a unicorn. Alrighty. So, something about a fantasy, something about perhaps family history and family karma. A unicorn was often used in heraldry, perhaps. Well, we'll see what comes out. All right. If you hear rustling in the background, it's because I have kittens playing destructively. If this reading does not speak to you, then it might not be your reading. But if you were called to click on this video, there is a reason. And there is no such thing as coincidence. Also keep in mind that energies fluctuate. What is likely to happen in the current energy right now, whenever you're watching this, may change when the energy changes. It probably will change. You are under no obligation to accept any circumstances that appear in the cards, especially those that make you feel unsafe. You have the free will to act, and these readings are only meant to give you perspective so you can act wisely. If you enjoy this reading, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, share, if you feel like it. Leave a comment. Mean-spirited comments will be deleted, and that's that. Because I am called to lift people up and to give people hope. We're all just doing the best we can. Although I can often speak in medical terminology, I am not a medical practitioner. Please see your doctor or mental health professional. Spirit has gifted us with science for a reason. Mental health care is one of my soapboxes. You'll probably hear me talk about it a lot. Okay, so this is the Tree of Life Oracle. It's been on the shelf for a while. So let's see what it has to say for us. All right. Let's cut. Well, first let's shove. No, let's cut first. See these weird little things? They may not mean anything, but I don't know. I'm just trying to do what Spirit says. Okay. These are some beautiful cards. So, we're going to talk about maybe generational karma. Or, you know, things we might have done in life that we're not especially proud of, but we learned from them, right? The star. Hope, inspiration, and dreams on the bottom. At least for now. So, I guess Spirit is telling me what the unicorn means. Hope, inspiration, and dreams. Okay. Let's see what comes out. Card for the past. Pretty please, Spirit. What do the people need to know today? What do the people need to know today? Oh. The 30-second path. The world universe. Independence, facing fears, and self-discipline. I see we have a theme forming from yesterday. That's the past. Obviously, this is the present. The element of fire, passion, enthusiasm, and creation. And the hanged man. Tolerance, new perspective, and life purpose. And on the bottom, we still have the star. Okay, so let's set that down here for now. I always like to say that the first position in this spread, which is past, present, future, the first position in this spread, the cats are crazy. I can't lock them out either. There's no door on this room. Yeah, so the 30-second path, the past, the present, and the future. You do not have to accept this as the future. And it's only what's likely to occur in the energies. The energies are conducive to this. But this can be advice. But if you don't like the future, something you say, do at any time, any choice you make can change what these cards say. So just be aware of that. And also what other people can do, because they have free will. They don't have to go along with the energy. They can work from past wounds, unfortunately, and butt heads with the energy, which changes the results. And it usually it goes against what Spirit is trying to set up to happen in our lives. Okay, so let's see what it says about the 30-second path. Here's the book. Let's see, where are the paths? Paths are in the back. The 30-second path. Saturn brings limitations. This has to do with Saturn. But they aren't stop signs. They're pace setters. Here on Earth, creation takes longer than we'd like, but taking heed of the restrictions and applying yourself will bring a way to manifest your goals. It's a gateway between the earthly world and the natural. Here, let me hold the card up. Everything must pass through this door, whether it's being born or returning. Here you will begin to awaken to your higher self, but there will be no instant gratification in the situation you find yourself in. It will most likely take some time for answers and reasons to come to you. Still, the difficult questions should be asked. Feel the fear and do it anyway could have been written for this path. Or did the path inform the idea? When you name a fear, call it out and turn to look at it. It no longer has any power over you after you confront it. when I'm afraid of something or nervous about something, usually I will just do a crap ton of research, because the more I know, the less scary that thing is. I think the most scary thing that we ever encounter is the unknown. Okay, present, the element of fire. Passion, enthusiasm, and creation. And yesterday we had the King of Wands in this position. Also, fire, passion, enthusiasm, creation. Let's see. Okay. The mighty guardian of the South, King of Fire, rules the fire signs of Aries, Leo, and Saggy. The magical tool of fire is the wand, and the overseer archangel is Michael. This is a jinn, or a genie, if you're into Disney. What you need to lift to give power and enthusiasm to, or what do you need to lift? You can get yourself fired up should you choose. Dance, work out, go for a brisk walk, do jumping jacks, do whatever works for you, but know that energy creates more energy. I realize there are some people who just can't do that. You know, if you have medical conditions, you can't do that. But, you know, chair dance. I do that all the time because when music plays, I can almost never sit still. So at least I have to chair dance. Fire may have you feeling overzealous, running ahead before you've learned the route or seen the pitfalls, and too much of it can cause you to stumble. Also, anger is attached to fire. Anger isn't necessarily a bad thing, but mismanaged, it can be destructive. Know if you're feeling the first burst of a moment that needs to change, or the longer burn of something that calls for more creative solutions. Okay, and the 23rd path is the Hanged Man. I'm so tired of the Hanged Man. Let's see. It's represented by a nebulous and ethereal planet, Neptune, and the path of the water element that draws power from intuitive and deeply spiritual nature of change through reasoned action. This is Khnum, the Egyptian god of pottery. Reminds us that we are shaped by the experiences of our life. They form and test us, tease out our true shape. Life fires us and produces cracks, and that's how the light gets in. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty cracked at this point. So there should be lots of light getting in. The 28th path, the star, which was on the bottom of the deck. It's an overall energy of our reading, I think. Kind of jives with the unicorn. This is Aquarius in astrology. Unique views on life, uniqueness. The Aquarius, the water bearer, pours heavenly inspiration, moving her dreams into being in a constant stream of connection. Use your energy to manifest your dreams. We have this Jupiter retrograde in Virgo right now, and it's a big manifesting energy until like the end of January. But you got to be really, really careful with what you manifest because, you know, you could wish for an elephant and one show up. So, yeah, be careful. This card suggests that this is a good time to do what you need to do, to be clear about your dreams and how your own unique qualities are going to turn them into reality. The star is hope. It's hope after the tower, right? Getting back on your feet, building back onto your foundations that the tower, you know, took out. sometimes that is, you know, getting over the shock and PTSD of what happened while the tower was going on. Once again, if you feel that you need some help, don't be afraid to ask for help. Sometimes things happen that are beyond your control, and you aren't expected to bounce back from that as if nothing happened. There's brain chemistry involved, so please, if you're feeling unsteady, just talk to somebody. You know, talk to a bunch of people until you find the right person to talk to, because that's important too. Animals! Sorry, dog is now playing with the cats. Giant dog now playing with tiny cats. All right, we'll put these aside for now. And we'll see what the tarot has to say about it. I was going to shuffle these before I started. No woofing. Keep it down. Lucy, hush. Down. I'm busy. No, go out. Go find your boy. Go. Now she's going to bug me this whole time. She's a barker. She barks about everything. I hope she doesn't start, because it hurts your ears. God forbid someone come to the door. All right, one more, I think. And now let's cut the deck. Okay. What's on the bottom? The Knight of Wands. It's still about ideas. Okay, now I'm going to split this in half, because it's, as I said before in other videos, it's very hard for me to hold this deck. It's very big. All right, Spirit, the past, please. What do our people need to know about the past? What do people need to know about the past when it comes to hope and, let's see, what was it exactly? Where's that star card? Hope, inspiration, and dreams. This is another big time for dreams, too. Try to listen and find out who is in your dreams. Okay, this thing just tried to crawl up my leg with her claws. Say hi. This is Minerva. Go play, Minerva. All right. In the past, King of Swords. In the present, please. Woo! Did you guys see that? That was funny. Seven of Swords. And in the future, no, I'm not going to take those because they're face down and there's too many. If they want to come back out, they will. All right, I'm actually going to switch to the other half of the deck because good grief. Seven of Cups. Okay. And on the bottom is the Fool. All right, give me just a second so I can usher this dog out of here because she's going to be very noisy. Oh, what was that? The sun. Nice. Just a moment. Get in there. Go. Stop it. Go see your boy. Sorry about that. Just when you think you've cleared the room, they all come back. And there is a gate, but she can open it. All right, so in the past, we have the King of Swords. And this card, I'm always drawn to these poppies. They're red poppies, not orange like the ones we have around here. They always remind me of veterans. The King of Swords perches on the Archangel's Sword of Truth. The Seven of Swords, and we have a panther here, apropos because my house is full of black cats. The kitten I just showed you, she's the only one who isn't predominantly black. And here's the Seven of Cups. These cards are just so beautiful. All right, so the overall energy here being the Fool. You have a new beginning. And in the past, maybe you were a whole lot of action, trying to just do anything you possibly could to make a change, to make something change, to make something better. I've done that. It's just the idea that everything is so much crap. Maybe I can do something to change it, but I don't know what, so I'm just going to do everything. I mean, this requires the inspiration, the Fire of Wands. But he does have a little fire. See his crown? He's crowned with stars. So he's crowned with hope, but he doesn't necessarily have the inspiration yet. There's no gender in tarot, as I have said before. The Seven of Swords. Well, I mean, we assume that the Seven of Swords are 7 swords, but if you look very closely at this card, there's actually 7 panthers. So that could be 7 ways of action. That could be, 7 is a divine number. That could be, a divine inspiration or divine action. Let's look up that Seven of Swords. Because in this deck, the cards don't always mean what they traditionally mean in a Rider-Waite tarot deck. There's a vision that the artist had and the creator had that wanted to say something specific. An aspect of it that maybe we don't talk about enough. Right now, this is the present position, so a situation may test your honor and integrity. If you're tempted to abandon the insights and wisdom of those around you, the result may be the perception that you are arrogant and self-serving. Well, remember I said yesterday that when you start standing up for yourself, when you start demanding best quality, to quote Joy Luck Club, people are going to think you're arrogant. People are going to be shocked by any changes you make to yourself. If you start behaving in ways they're not used to, yeah, they might think that. But be careful. Are you the only one with that knowledge or the skills to do that? This energy can be beneficial when used appropriately. It's confidence. And I think that, that's something that after you have had some tragedies in your life, after, every door has been slammed shut in your face, it's difficult to find confidence. And, you need some confidence right now. So the card is giving you permission to be confident, But, you know, remember to take accountability, because this atmosphere is an atmosphere of sort of not wanting to take accountability. But that's always important for your own shadow work. I mean, things won't change unless you face them and accept that you have made mistakes, but you don't want to make those mistakes anymore because you've learned. And that's, you know, the meaning of life. You come here, you're faced with obstacles to help you grow, and you need to learn. Out, dog. Go. She wants to play ball, and I can't do that right now. Okay, so in the future position, we have the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is, you know, it's a choice. It's also, you need to decide between dreaming big and fantasy, like our unicorn there. And something more practical. I mean, yeah, sure, things catch on fire around me a lot of the time, but I can't just point at a candle and snap my fingers and light it. That's unreasonable to ask of the universe. So, you know, it would be enough to just be warm, right? I don't need to point at a candle and snap my fingers and light it when I have a lighter, you know. This is also about manifesting. When we dream big, our creative mind expands, allowing for more opportunities. So this is a big theme I like to talk about, that a lot of times we have trouble dreaming up our future and manifesting it, because the human brain has just so much trouble thinking about things that it's never seen. So when you start to let yourself, your brain and your imagination run wild, that's when spirit can step in through intuition and give you some answers or some ideas. You know, spirit is wands, it's fire. Okay, so let's clarify. Of course, we all know what the Fool means. The Fool is a new beginning, a new journey, because we're all trying to get moving on our new path, right? That's how I feel. Trying to get the freaking ball rolling, kind of trying to move out of timeout, move off the bench, and do some acting, you know, with some swords. I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to get, yeah, I'm going to start with this one. I also have the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot if we need any more clarifications. Alrighty, let's shuffle. I like to shuffle and let cards pop out. I feel like it's less in my control that way, and so my ego can't get in the way of what Spirit's trying to say. I usually do not read reversals unless they come out clearly face up and reversed. All right, we'll cut. And I'm gonna scooch these up a bit. I'm still trying to figure out how to make best use of this space I've got here. The moon. All right, I'll take you this time, darn it. I'm not done shuffling yet, but okay. Why is the moon here, Spirit? Why is the moon here, Spirit, please? The Page of Swords. All right, in the past, let's see what's on the bottom. strength. Okay, we'll do this. So let's talk about the moon, right? The moon is things happening in the dark, things that may be illusion. Obviously, if it's dark outside and you walk outside, your eyes are going to be drawn to the light. But it might not see things that are dimmer. The reflection, we have one little critter here, looks like trash pandas, raccoons. One is looking at the reflection, and one is looking at the moon, or at the viewer. And we have this feeling of being perhaps hemmed in a little bit by this bamboo on either side. The moon itself, in a regular Rider-Waite-Smith deck does have towers on either side. And there's a clear portal that you need to walk through. And, sometimes the mood guides you. And I would say that you're crossing I don't want to say a barrier, but cats, please. Oh, the Lord, the mess I'm going to have to. They've knocked the trash can over. Lucy, go lay down. God, a menagerie around here. Go lay down. You cannot go out without a person. No, you'll get run over by a combine or something. Go. Sorry, now I'm distracted. You might not know which way to go, but the moon is there, and it's the brightest thing in the sky at night. And, there are other lights, so be sure to look around, recognize that there are other places, there are other lights. Recognize which lights are guiding lights, I guess. The Page of Swords is a talkative person, an airy, breezy, easy, charming, sort of adventurous, They're not the fastest of the knights, but also not the fastest of the pages, but they are not the slowest either. So, let's look at the Knight of, where is that deck, or that book, underneath these. Let's look at what the Page of Swords means in this deck and what that fairy tale is. Page of Swords, Princess Parizade, Anatolia, Arabian folktale, or Arabic folktale. The Page of Swords represents youthful intelligence. The Prince Parizade uses her wit to succeed where others have failed. Her optimism intact through it all. She is a harbinger of the new beginnings and new ideas for herself and those around her. Talkativeness, energy, thoughtfulness, curiosity, and truthfulness. So, you've been smart in the past, I think. You've tried to be cheerful in unpleasant circumstances, probably. You've tried to look on the bright side of things. But maybe you haven't really done your shadow work, When something comes up and upsets you and triggers you, it's because it's something you are afraid of. And so you just want to look as hard as you can at that thing that triggered you, because and recognize it and then watch it drift on by. Okay? Because now that you recognize it, it has much less power over you. And every time you do that, it loses its power over you. because it can cause you, I mean, your fears cause you to act in irrational and a lot of times unkind ways. And that's not good when we allow ourselves to act in unkind ways. So when you feel yourself starting to get angry or starting to get upset, look at why you're upset or why you are angry and think, is there something in my past, some kind of trauma? And it doesn't have to be car accident trauma. It doesn't have to be someone dying trauma. It doesn't have to be physical abuse trauma. It could just be that when you were a kid, people didn't listen to you when you had something to say, something like that. You look at that thing that has triggered you and you recognize it and you say, that is something, that is me acting from trauma. And I'm going to look at that trauma and then I'm going to banish it. And every time I do that, it will become less traumatic and I will be triggered less often. Cool. That resonates with me. And I had a very good childhood, so I didn't think I had much childhood trauma to work through. Or, up until a certain point, any trauma at all. But everyone does. Everyone does. I think that things we go through in our childhood are there to make us a better person later if we confront those things and do our shadow work. 7 of Swords, Spirit. Here we go. Well, that was fast. There's the star. Came out again. All right. So clearly, we need to focus on the star, right? Because it's come out twice. And we're barely half done. Right now, you're getting the hope, right? The hope and the new beginning after the tower has brought everything down. There's, something there. And the star card, she has her toe in the water, right? She's on land and she's grounded. And, a lot of times towers are in the physical world. Towers are very rarely about your inspiration or your... Lucy, go lay down. All right, I'm going to put you out. Don't get hit. Don't get run over. I know. You break everybody's hearts. Get down. Hang on just a minute, guys. I'm not going to get peace until this happens. Go. Somebody is supposed to be watching that dog. All right. So, yeah, she has her toe in the water. There are flowers around. In this one, she's holding a lamb. And, like we hold our pets, ironically enough. Except for that dog is too big. She doesn't know she's big, but she's too big to be, sitting on your lap. And, there's always more than one star. So you've got the main star, which is the one that draws your attention, but all around it, there's a whole bunch of other good, beautiful things. There's light. There's light in the darkness. And sometimes it's harder to see the stars than it is to see the moon or the sun. But there is okay, now they're playing with an empty cat food bag. That was in the trash. Yeah, it's hard to see the stars sometimes. It's hard to remember to look. And if you're in town, I'm blessed that I don't live in town. But sometimes in town, it's very difficult to see the stars. You might see one star, but you might not see the smaller ones. So, you just have to remember to look. Look for the hope. Look for the good things that are going to happen. Envision it if you can't see it. You can look up and you might see only 10 stars, but know there are millions of stars. They are unnumberable. So, yeah. And this card specifically says, look to your dreams. Sometimes spirit communicates with you through your dreams. Sometimes you can tell that your dream is not just a dream. And if you're one of those people who don't really remember your dreams, or you think you don't dream, scientifically, you do dream. But if you're one of those people, then every night before you go to bed, say a little prayer, tell spirit, tell your brain to remember your dream the next morning. And then when you wake up, don't just hop out of bed. Don't just roll over and try to go back to sleep. Try to remember part of that dream. Try to remember it. Think about it. Because if you wait too long, it can, fade away. All right, in the future, oh wait, no, we got to clarify the star. Let's clarify the star. Spirit, the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is all great things new, right? This cup here is being filled. It's being refilled. It's not just a hand in the clouds handing you a cup. It's not just an overflowing cup, but your cup is being filled. And that's what's happening right now. I mentioned being put in timeout. If you feel like nothing is happening, that's because Spirit is filling up your cup. You are filling up your cup right now. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You can't give to others and lift other people up and take care of your loved ones if you don't fill the cup up first. And in our culture, we have a work culture that pretty much says if you are not working every second you are awake, then you are a loser. And that's just not true, because there are all kinds of work. Working on yourself and giving to yourself makes it so you can do the other work. And Spirit does not expect you to work your fingers to the bone, as they used to say. Spirit does not want you to work yourself into exhaustion. Just remember, right now you're filling your own cup. You're filling your own cup. And if it feels like you are stuck, you're just not quite ready because you haven't quite finished filling up your own cup. All right, 7 of Cups. So let's put that on. Let's see. Why is the 7 of Cups here, Spirit? Why is the 7 of Cups here, Spirit? The 9 of Cups, see, that came out again yesterday. This is important to Spirit to let you know. That the 7 of Cups is a choice, obviously. And usually there is an obvious better choice. And don't get distracted by smaller cups. You deserve the big cup with all the great shit in it. Stuff. Sorry. Yeah, I cuss. You deserve that. The most beautiful of the cups. The most perfect for you cup. And that is, the joy of having a choice is this 9 of Cups. I said yesterday that the 10 of Cups is sort of off in fairy tale land. And we sometimes have great expectations out of the 10 of Cups that are impractical for ourselves and other people to live up to. But not the 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups, that's wish fulfillment. You wished for the cup that you're supposed to have. And so here is getting the cup that you are supposed to have. And this is in the future, right? Things aren't always what they seem. Most of the time, people's outside appearance does not match their inside soul. Dog in the road. Hang on just a minute. Again. Move, guys. Lucy! Get in here! Lucy! Lucy! I am so sorry, guys. I had to go out there and get her and drag her back in. I mean, it is a nice day, but she can't be out there alone. Okay, so this is beautiful. This is beautiful. If you just wait for your cup to fill up, then you can, overflow into many, many more cups. And that's important. It's important to be that person who uses tiny things that take no energy at all, just to lift people up. Because believe me when I say that there are some people out there, you don't know them, they're just walking around doing what they have to do. There are some people out there that for them, your tiny kindness that you almost just do by habit, like holding a door open, saying good morning, giving someone a smile. For some people, that is the only good thing that happens to them the whole day. And you don't know who those people are. And it doesn't cost you anything to do that. I've been in that situation where I just grasped so tightly to tiny things because everything else was too big and I couldn't look at it yet. It was too painful. But the idea that someone's still out there opening doors for people, someone is still out there making jokes and trying to make people laugh and saying thank you and please and you're welcome and being kind as a general rule and courteous, man, that's a much bigger deal than we realize. So why is the Nine of Cups here, Spirit? What do the people need to know about the Nine of Cups? What to do here? There's 2 cards here. I think. Oh, 3. Too many, Spirit. Too many. All right. Let's take the top one. Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. Okay. 9 of Coins again. And the Magician. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this, Spirit just wants, what's on the bottom? 4 of Wands. I'm running out of room here. Let's see. Let's put that star away. A lot of these cards came out in the reading yesterday. It was what you need to hear today if you would like to go back and see the first reading I ever uploaded. You have lots of great things here. Lots of great things here. And you have inspiration, right? From Spirit. You have a new idea of how to work with the energy and to work with Spirit. I think a lot of people and a lot of extremely religious people get this wrong. They live in a physical world. We live in a physical world. We live in a world of pentacles. They expect a physical manifestation of a blessing. They want an actual item to show up on the door. Like Amazon accidentally sent them donuts or something. I don't know. And that's not how it works. Spirit works through inspiration. I mean, sometimes, yeah, you do get a blessing like that. That's as a, say, fulfillment of a manifestation. But mostly, Spirit works quietly. Spirit works on our brains and on our gut, our intuition. It works through just the attitude of people around us. And we're looking for a big old, angel in the sky. And that's just not necessarily how we are blessed. It's just as potent if you see it. So yeah, waiting for this cup to fill, you're getting all your tools, right? And the ability to use them, as above, so below. You're translating what Spirit has said into what humans can understand, right? We're not necessarily asking anyone to turn our pumpkin into a carriage, although that would be useful. But we are we just need to know how to do that ourselves, right? And ow, cat! Oh, little Virago. I need her nails. She's a bitey, scratchy kitten. Ugh. Anyway, a little panther, little wildcat. So many distractions with this reading. Is there a meaning in that? Are we easily distracted? I mean, I'm easily distracted these days. I have a lot of balls in the air, and it seems like time is not quite working the same. It seems like I just lose pieces of it, while I'm in timeout. So luckily, I don't think I'm missing too many important things. But yeah, this is you standing in your garden, with all the tools you need to make your garden grow. And you can be proud of it. Whatever it is, the smallest thing. If you learned something and you put it into practice and you received any tiny amount of abundance from it, then you've manifested. You've done it. And then you can do it again. So what tiny things have you done that have actually produced a good result? A desired result, but not necessarily that. An abundant result, right? And, you've got this Four of Wands here again, backed up by the Ace of Swords. There's some kind of truth coming. The Three of Wands, that's, motion. It's motion. The Ten of Wands, and that's the, end of these burdens. It's putting down these burdens. And, these wands have grown into a tree out of something that was gone. That was past and over. And so very over, it's represented by a skull, right? So I think you're on your way. You're on your way. You just have to remember that, sometimes it's slow. Sometimes it's slow. Sometimes it's proportional to the amount of disaster that the tower visited on you. But there's an order and a process to things, and, it might have been terrible because you've lost what you knew, but there are so many things that you don't know, that you haven't seen. See that star? There are other stars up there. You haven't seen them yet, but if you can imagine them, then you can make them happen. Or you can make, something that you didn't think could happen actually happen. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to grab the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot, which I really like it. If you're trying to learn tarot, this is a fabulous Rider-Waite-Smith deck. The illustrations are very clear, so you can get a feel for the card in the picture, the traditional representation of what the cards traditionally mean. It's much easier to learn tarot when you have the proper illustrations, the traditional illustrations. And these are just a little bit prettier than most, right? I did have to go through and draw out the nips and the private parts on some of the cards, and I was not happy about that. I do not believe in censoring art. But sometimes you got to do things. Sometimes you got to do things. So, yes, these are, these talk pretty loud, if you want to know my opinion. So I highly recommend these if you want to learn or even brush up, because I've been reading tarot for many, many years. But I had a Lenormand deck for years, just one. And I never could quite memorize the cards. I couldn't make them stick in my brain. And that's because the illustrations on the cards, they don't actually tell you what the cards mean. And it's harder to be intuitive as well if you can't just look at the pictures and see what spirit inspires you to say. So, just a card full of swords, what's that tell you? A lot of violence. That's about it. It might be the 8 of swords, but to a newbie, it's just 8 swords. And it doesn't have any meaning at all. So, yeah, that's why I recommend this deck. And I always thought that I couldn't memorize or I couldn't know what each card meant without a book. But after I did get this deck very late in life, it was super easy. So, ooh, yeah, okay. Here is the 5 of Pentacles. Dog, go away. No. The 5 of Pentacles is, help from spirit. Accept help from spirit. Out. Go. Sorry, again. Go, your boy. Dogs. Dogs. Oh, on the bottom, we have the 3 of Cups. That's cool. Yeah, so you got to accept help from spirit, right? These people are not accepting help from spirit. It doesn't have to be a church. It can be any type of spiritual practice, right? Because we don't recognize religion here. Yeah. Stop fighting it. Stop fighting it. And the moon again. Or the moon, yeah, the moon again. So it's trying to show you the way. Spirit's trying to show you the way. So you need to listen to it. Stop overthinking. I overthink. I am guilty of that. And then on the bottom, the 4 of Swords, which is often taken as the dream card. He is resting. It's an effigy on the top of a tomb, but the image is resting and conferring with spirit, right? He's got his hands in a namaste or praying position. When you are deceased, you are conferring with spirit all the time, directly, right? We throw off the limitations of our physical bodies and we go back into spirit, and we don't have to worry so much about shutting everything physical down so we can hear spirit. But these are great. These are great cards. This is a great part of the process. You're at the part of the process where spirit's trying to talk to you, and it's saying you don't have to fight this. You don't have to fight this anymore. Okay, you can let things flow. There's water in this card too. You can let things flow. Let your dreams flow, and go with the feeling, not the thought. If you have a good dream and you can't remember it, but you know it was good because you feel good, that's all that needs to happen. It's really very simple, and people make it very complicated. But, just making the decision to listen more to spirit means you are listening more to spirit. And that will continue, right? Because it's all in your intent. If you announce your intent to do it, then your spirit follows, right? Super easy. Super easy. Always in the past, people have, I think, made it complicated, but it isn't really complicated. It isn't labor intensive. It's just a state of mind, and everything flows from that. Okay, so I'm going to get one more just because I like these, from the Wild Things Oracle. And then, we'll go about our day, I guess. I don't know about you, but I have a lot of mowing to do after a month of drought, and now we have rain. I thought maybe I'd get away with not mowing again in October. That's not going to happen. And now it's really tall. All right, Spirit. One last card, please. One last card. One last card, please. One last card. One last word. One last... Ooh. Guard the nesting ground. Guard the nesting ground. Yeah, protect your peace. Protect your peace. This is where new beautiful things hatch, right? If you're busy, if you're in chaos, if you have no quiet. And I don't mean silence. I mean, whatever way you meditate. Whether you color in a coloring book, whether you listen to music to meditate. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be silent, but it has to be protecting your peace. So, which also ties into yesterday's reading about your inner peace. Good things are on the way. The egg is on the way. It's gonna hatch. We know divine timing is slow, right? It's a woolly worm. That's what popped into my head. Speaking of popping into my head, if this resonates with anyone last night, as I was sitting here at my desk, it was late and the lights were on, and a big yellow moth came to the window. And flitted around for quite some time. So that might be a message for somebody. All right, friends, this is your reading. Have a great day.